Welcome back to Imperfect Plans. If you are new, my name is Sydney. I wanted to make a video for all the moms out there who are thinking about homeschooling their child, but you may be a little nervous, you feel like you're not ready or you're not prepared. And more specifically, I wanted to make it for those moms who have kids on the spectrum, because I know it's a whole nother level of feeling like you can't do it. I promise if you really want to, you can. So stay tuned for some helpful tips and guidance to get you on your way.
Water. Water. Good job.
Homeschooling your child, no matter what age they are or level of development they're at, is hard. I'm sure we all can relate to that. My daughter's only 3 years old. She's nonverbal and on the spectrum, so she's not yet at school age, but I want her to be prepared. We know early intervention is best with kids on the spectrum because there's so many more things we need to teach them, like brushing their teeth, learning how to eat independently, learning how to interact with other kids and to make eye contact with anyone else, even their own parents, right? So there's so much more added layers than just ABCs, counting, and the basics. So I decided to homeschool my daughter. I'm not sure 100% yet if I'm going to, but based off the Holy Spirit that lives in me and just advice I've been given, I believe this is the best option for us. Okay, so now that you know a bit about us, let me now give you guys some helpful tips to get you started. So first, you need to make a schedule, okay? I don't know what your days look like. Me personally, I am a full-time work from home mom. I have a full-time remote job, and I also stay at home with my daughter full-time while my husband works outside of the house. Homeschooling really doesn't take as long as you would think it does. And no, it's not because we're being lazy, y'all. It doesn't take as much when you're just teaching one child. It's not like you're in a classroom with a bunch of different kids. So fitting this around my work schedule really is easy. My daughter also gets up super early, like 5, 6 in the morning. So we can get her learning done even before I log into work most days. But even if we can't, it only takes about 30 minutes somewhere in between. And then we usually do her fun outdoor activity after 4 because it's a lot warmer than, y'all know it's cold now, but also because I can be logged out of work at that point. So also I want to make sure you guys have a planner. Get a good one. I got this one from Plum Paper. If you want full details on this one, I did post a video on it. I think it's the one right before this, but I got a fully customized planner. And I decided to organize out all the different things I want to teach her on this page here. I think these come with all the Plum Paper planners, but I first decided to organize some themes. So each month I will change the theme to something different. This month is colors, and I did something fun. I created this little box here with some colorful tape, and I just decided to put a bunch of different items of the same color. I'll switch it out every so often. For some reason, all of these yellow items freaked my daughter out. I don't know if the yellow was just too much for her. Maybe it's just not her color, but usually she thinks it's super fun to open this and see a bunch of different things, all of the same color, because she loves all these items, but maybe the yellow was just a little too overwhelming for her. This box was also very easy to put together. I just grabbed one of my boxes from one of my planner packages, and then I got some colorful masking tape from Walmart. Okay, the next thing I decided to organize were her learning activities. So these are things that I want her to start to retain. Now, keep in mind, my daughter's on the spectrum, y'all. So the primary things we're learning are eye contact, verbalization and communication, and being able to interact with other people. So we primarily focus on that. But in between those sessions, as we're doing her learning sessions, I want to incorporate some things like ABCs, numbers, body part identification, outdoor items, item identification, and so much more. You can see all the things listed up there. And the main reason I even wanted to start incorporating learning things like this, other than just basic language skills and daily skills, is because my daughter has a huge interest. She's always had a huge interest in letters. No matter where the letters are, if she sees some on someone's shirt or on the side of a building, she is always drawn to them. So I saw her interest in wanting to learn, and I thought I would incorporate those things. But if you feel like your child is not ready for that, you want to focus on learning. My daughter did do ABA therapy for 6 months in home, and they helped her with brushing her teeth, with eating, doing a lot of those things that a lot of autistic kids struggle with. So I felt comfortable allowing something like this to be incorporated in her learning. I'll show you in a second, but organizing all these things is going to be really helpful when you're making her weekly or your child's weekly lesson plans, because you'll have everything you need to kind of pull from already here. So next, I'll organize her fun activities. I have them separated from indoor and outdoor. For indoor activities, we do things like puzzles, coloring, arts and crafts. You can do bubbles inside, things like that, but just something to get her attention. And for my daughter, it also helps her with her fine motor skills as well when we do things like this. Don't forget to be intentional about scheduling the outdoor fun activities as well. That can be things like chalk, bubbles, water play when it's warm outside, ball play, painting, anything your child likes to do. When my daughter does her chalk outside, we can do color identification. I can just kind of throw it in there, even though I still want her to have fun and do her own thing. Also, just take them to the park, take them out for a walk. My daughter has these flashcards for when we're outside, so she can identify like stop signs, trees, grass, flowers. I mean, look how happy she is. It's also beneficial to incorporate worksheets. Now, for my daughter specifically, it helps her with her fine motor skills. A lot of kids on the spectrum struggle with things like holding a pencil, holding a spoon, or anything like that. So something like this is really helpful, but it's also really fun for her to be able to trace different items. She's practicing that. She is able to just color and to just be fun and have a good time. But as a mom, I'm also working on those skills that I know she's going to need. So I printed these off of Canva. I know most of these you can get for on the free Canva account. I do have the one that you pay for because I use it so much, but I have different tracing worksheets. These are the ones I'm using for this week. So I always gather those together so I don't have to go searching for them. Because we're doing body part identification and then ABCs and colors. But these are just all the ones I have stacked together. I always print out a ton whenever I print some new ones out so that I don't have to keep reprinting unless I'm doing something different for that week. And here's some more of those shapes. And then I have some name tracing. She really likes these ones. She loves letters. So this is fun for her. Right now, she's not able to trace on her own, but I'll always put my hand over hers and I'm just kind of guiding her until she gets comfortable with it. And then here are some other fine motor skill ones. When you go on Canva, just type in tracing worksheets. You can type in color workbooks, or you can type in like preschool worksheets or workbooks, and a bunch of different stuff will pop up. So these ones, she can kind of start off really simple with the straight lines, and then it gets more intense with the zigzags. And then here are some object tracing worksheets as well. I think she used to do these with her ABA therapist, and these ones are really fun for her. And then in here, I also have some like coloring type things. So I printed out this ABC with the alphabet coloring book. So it just has things you can color for each letter. And then the last set I believe I have is just a general coloring workbook. Let me see if it's in there. Yep. My color workbook. So yeah, I printed this directly off of Canva as well. You can color each item in the same color. Really, I just let her do what she wants, honestly, whatever crayon she wants to use. This is just helpful for her with practicing how to hold a pencil and a crayon and things like that. Okay, mom, the next thing you want to plan out for your child are field trips. Even though they are homeschooled, you still want to get them out on trips with other kids. Particularly if your child is on the spectrum. You know, they usually have trouble being out in public, being around other, just interacting or socializing, period. You don't want to run away from it. I know me and my husband did for the longest. It's hard, y'all. It's difficult. Your child really, I know it's a real struggle for them. But I'm realizing that with slow exposure, it's helping her tremendously. So I am in a Facebook group that allows kids to go on homeschooling trips together. Me and my husband take her to different museums, to the park, obviously. I mean, it was at some point we couldn't even take her to the park without her having a complete meltdown. If she saw 1, 2, 3, 4, let alone an entire crowd of people or children there, it was just impossible. But slowly exposing her has helped so much. We have gotten raving reviews from her Sunday school teachers at church. They told us they noticed a significant improvement in how she was from the time we first started bringing her there. I mean, when we first started bringing her, she wouldn't interact with the kids at all. She wouldn't even sit at the same table when they were doing the snack times or the Sunday school learning activity. Now, y'all, she is sharing toys with other kids. She's sitting down during the learning sessions. She is interacting with them and eating together with the other kids. I mean, it's been a huge improvement. So, moral of the story, get your children out there, even if they are struggling on the spectrum with interacting with other kids. Slowly over time, you will start to see improvement. Okay, last thing before we get into the actual weekly lesson plans, you want to write down the goals for your child that you want them to accomplish throughout their homeschooling and the habits you want them to improve on. For my child, I want her to, of course, work on her eye contact, communicating. I would like her to vocalize words. She has learned some sign language, which has been very beneficial. We do have communication books and like her pet cards that she got from her ABA therapy. But I also want her to work on brushing her teeth. She has finally accomplished eating with a fork and her spoon. And I also want to potty train her. And I have a few just other little things that I want her to accomplish. Her goals change weekly. We also recently got rid of the TVs in the entire house. So none of us are watching TV. It's been over a month now and we're still going strong. No phones, no tablets. So no screen time has, y'all, been a game changer for my daughter. I'm telling you guys, that addiction when it comes to our autistic kids or any kid, not even the ones on the spectrum, any children, is insane. So please, I would highly recommend at least lessening the screens. Here's the layout for my weekly lesson planning. It's basically everything we just planned out in the beginning of the planner, and I have it all just easily placed here. So each day I know exactly what I'm doing for her learning activity. I can just pull from that list, so it can be ABCs or whatever it is. Now in the first week I started, I didn't really do any specific subjects for her learning activities. I focused on something called the Sunrise program. They have like these online classes for parents at the Autism Treatment Center of America, and it helps parents learn how to teach your child how to socialize and just interact with other people around them, and to slowly come out of that bubble, but to not make them feel uncomfortable, if that makes sense. And you do it in a different way than the typical like ABA type style. So you're not turning them away from their behaviors, trying to stop that. You're really allowing them to thrive in their how they are. So like how a lot of kids on the spectrum will stim, they'll flap their hands or spin in circles or line toys up in a row. Instead of changing that, you really allow them to do it, and then you do it with them. So it's really kind of like play-based therapy is how I like to call it. You don't really get in their way. Like say if your child is lining up cars in a row, you'll grab your own cars or blocks or something else and you'll line those up. Be near them, but not in their way. Be close enough to where they can see you. And if they want to come join you, they can. Eventually, in the beginning, they're not probably going to pay you any attention. But over time, you'll see slow and steady progress. You can see my daughter here is playing with me. Y'all, this girl would not want anyone to be in her way, playing with her. She would be in her own little bubble, wanting to be by herself. And now just seeing this is just like amazing. Prayers are answered, and really you're going to just see progress if you continue to work and put in that work. I want to give you guys some more encouragement, so watch these next few clips so you can see just some ideas, or you can see some examples of some of the learning activities I do with her, and you can see how much progress we've made with her communication and also with her interaction and socializing. A, where's B? A, B, good job. Where's C? That's R. Where's C? Good job, C. D, good job, Ari. It's after D. Round and around and around. Woohoo! Round and around we go. Round and around we go. Round and around, up and down. Round and around we go. J. Where does J go? Thank you. You helped me. Good job, Ari. Got F. F. I see them pretty eyes. You looking at me. We're almost done. I got H. See, do we lose any letters? Which one is this? 11. Where's 11 go? Over here. Good job. Okay, you do the next one. Is that 4? Good job, Ari. You're matching these up so good.
Water, 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 playing in the water, playing in the water, splashing in the water, splashing in the water. What?
I hope that was encouraging. But just a few lasting tips. Use whatever toys you have around the house. Look, if you want to teach your child colors, ABCs, numbers, more than likely you have stuff at home already. Like when I do body part identification, I just do the head, shoulders, knees, and toes song, and I'll grab like a baby doll that she has and I'll ask her to point to eyes, point to ears, nose, you know? So use what you have. I'll try to remember to link some stuff in the description box if you need more ideas, but try to use what you have. Now, also, you want to take some notes after your child's learning activities, whatever other things you're doing with them at home to keep track of everything. So I started out by taking notes on a daily basis, but that got a little bit redundant. I was just repeating most of the same information mostly. You can do it daily. Now I'm doing it weekly. So at the beginning of each week, I'll set goals and expectations and things I want to focus on. I'll write that down just as a reminder to myself. And then at the end of the week, I will do like an overall assessment of how she did. So it's just really helpful to keep track of her progress and just to see how well she's doing. The biggest tip I can give you is just give yourself and your child some grace. You are your baby's mama and you are the best thing for them, no matter what you think. Yes, if you want to send your child to school, that is okay as well. Just if you a praying mama, keep praying for your child and always be involved in what they're doing and learning. But you are their best option always. I feel that. So if you have the ability to homeschool, I believe you should. And I believe no matter if your child is on the spectrum, don't let nobody tell you, oh, you're not an expert. You don't know. Look, you're an expert in your child. Still take the advice and help from other experts. Get them in speech therapy, occupational, whatever it is. But surround your baby with love. That's the biggest thing for me. Seeing my baby loved and just accepted by those around her. For who she is the biggest thing and all I can ever ask for. So I hope this video encouraged someone out there, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and we can do follow-up videos on this if you guys would like. Okay, until next time, we'll talk then. Bye.